Even if you don't have a transformed life, you will be like one of the practicals we did in UNN those days. Hey, my God. We entered the lab. Everywhere was smoking. Meanwhile, they told us that ammonia used to bring out one gas. Meanwhile, all of us on the table, there is gas coming out. Am I the only one it has happened to? There is gas coming out. I don't know which gas is my own and which gas is his own. What we know is that gas is what? Everywhere. That is what happens to you when there is no transformation and you are testing the will of God. Gas will be everywhere and you will not know which one is your own and which one is not your own. You will be praying, and you will hear a voice and we tell you, this is your wife, and you say, it's my wife. God told me. You don't know your wife. There is no transformation. We check you after 2 years. The same thing that was your weakness is still your weakness after 3 years. You don't know the same way. The things you lost, you are still the same thing with the world. Your mindset is still with them. You can't know the will of God if your mindset is still the same with the world. Are you getting the point? Naturally, your worldview, that is what we call worldview, the way you naturally, generally see things, no matter what it is still being shaped by your mind. So if your mind is still consistent, you still think about church the way Davido thinks about it. Are you getting the point? I know it. Where you do your devotion is under the freeze page. That's where you do your morning devotion. I hope you know the guy teaches some things. Pastor Reno, that's where you do your afternoon devotion. You see, that kind of person can never know the will of God for his life. Are you getting the point? You can't. The reason why you cannot is because the worldview that he's presenting is not from the scripture. It is from studying many mystical books. You have not finished reading the Bible and you are following a man suggesting mystical books to you. How then will you know the will of God? You don't know the will of God when problem comes. Your mind needs to be transformed. Listen, there are people that started praying to know the will of God when they wanted to enter the university, or when they wanted to marry, or when they wanted to travel abroad, or when they wanted to start ministry. No, you have to live in the will of God so that when a demand comes, you can administer the will. There are some people that pray to know the will of God. There are some people that lives there. And that means that person can make, it takes a heavy price for a man to live in the will of God. And that means every of your step, your thought is galvanized. Such a man, his thinking cannot be wrong. And that is what we read in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2. In the last 3 verses, he said that he that is spiritual judges all things. In the next verse, he said, how? Why is he able to judge all things? The reason is because he has the mind of who? Christ. You know, when we preach some nice gospels that make people to stay in church, you think people are in church. They are not in church. Check them on social media. You will see that they are not in church. You will find out that their real pastor is Beyonce. It's just that Beyonce doesn't have a branch of her church in Nigeria. Yes. It's true. It's when you are taking a poll of people's opinion, you will find out that it's the members of your church that put hand like this and say, let's stop church in Nigeria for 1 year. It's your members of the church. Listen to me. Don't be deceived. They all pay tithe. Don't be deceived with tithe. Don't be deceived. They are workers. Don't be deceived. They preach on your pulpit, but their heart is far away. Do you know why? They have never encountered the cross. When a man encounters the cross and the cross has walked deep, you will never come to a point where you are disillusioned with anything that you are passing through. Listen to me. Anything that comes, you take it as a blessing, as glory that is coming. Because if resurrection is your target, then you can never come to a point that anything can happen to you and you will think that Satan has won, because you know that resurrection is something that is eternal, that there is something captured in resurrection that nothing in this world can defeat. Are you getting the point? That is what the apostles believed. He said, even if we die, he's able to raise us up. And if resurrection is possible, then nothing is lost. That is why Satan fights the message of resurrection. Because if you preach resurrection, you will have to preach death. Is it not true? Because without death, there can't be resurrection. And if you preach death, you have to preach the cross. Because what takes people, what ministers the death of Christ to you is what? The cross. Now come and tell me that they told me if I don't bring the bribe, they will not promote me. What do you need the extra 20,000 for? I used to ask, sorry, me, I have lacked. I have lacked to the point that they gave up on me. I have lacked. Abi, how much hope were they having on me in that 217 to 8? How much hope? They gave up. They gave up. They gave up. My father gave up. He's a pastor, but he gave up. That this my pastor have become totally useless. Say, three company. When I entered the spirit, that is not part of the scrolls. Say, this boy, you are useless. I'm not you. You will have to offend people to be useful in the hand of God. You are just prolonging your journey. Suffer it now and enter into your glory. What did I say? Suffer it now and enter your glory. You don't want to suffer. You are saying, what will people say? What will people say? Some of you, there are some people, since they came to this Sabbath or came to Beterama, they left social media, they left everywhere. The reason why they left is so that people will not know where they are. They are doing it in hiding. They are hiding their process. Your process is your star. Your scar is your glory. Why are you hiding your scar? Why are you hiding it? A day will come. The only thing that can open doors for you is the scars you bear. Why are you hiding it? Why are you ashamed? Why are you ashamed of the cross? You come and say, they said if I don't sleep with him, he will not pass me. He will not pass me. Pass you what? Pass to where? I want to ask, people that have university certificate, what are they doing with it? I don't want to say this because I support education. Except you leave Nigeria. Your certificate in Nigeria is almost useless. I know they are paying you where you are working. Some of you, they are paying you 200,000. They are ripping you off. They are ripping you off. 200,000 is how many dollars? Now. $300 per month. $300 per month is what they are paying you as a professional medical personnel. They are ripping you off. And that's what a sister said, I don't know what to do, Papa. I just have to sleep with him so that he will pass me. Scales need to fall from your eyes so that you can see the true value of things. I'm not even talking of eternal value. I'm saying in this world. In this world, several of the things you think is heavy, that if I don't do this, I will die. If I don't pass this year, I will die. If I don't marry this year, if I don't have car this year, if I don't have this, if my ministry, if I don't start ministry this year, if I don't have God, if you can't make my church to blow this year, if I don't marry this year, what's that? The people that are married are leaving their marriages. The people that got job are getting tired. They are committing suicide in Lagos. Are you hearing what I'm saying? The people that started ministry are becoming unbelievers. Where are you going? Submit to Jesus. Be dealt with. Be thorough. Be such a man that Satan can. Jesus said, the prince of this world cometh, but he findeth not. You don't know. You don't know that certain times there is a way you will preach and there is a way you will teach. The prince of this world will be searching for what he can hold you with. And if you think the prince of this world comes as a prince, say, I am the prince of this world. No, he comes as men. Men that you meet at office, men that you meet at your working place. Men that you meet in church, your business place. Some of them on social media, they will come and say, why are you doing holier than thou? All the time you are preaching as if you are the only one that knows Jesus. No, it is the cross that worked on you. And you don't have any option but to present what is inside. It became offensive. Unfortunately, somebody said that truth will make you mad before it will save you. Pray for 1 minute. Say, Lord, I've stopped running. I submit to the cross. Pray for 1 minute. I stopped running. I believe that there is a work of the cross that is needed in my life. The glory is about to come, but the cross needs to come first. Before the glory is the cross. Before the glory is the cross. Before the glory. Father, I ask you to behold the heart of the sincere ones here.